When it comes to editing videos, it can feel really overwhelming. Maybe the software is just so busy and so complicated, you don't even know where to begin. So let's simplify this. Let's make video editing as easy as possible for you. And we can do that with a simple getting started tutorial and workshop inside of Adobe Premiere Pro in 2021. So stay tuned. So first off, you want to open the program. And as it opens, you want to make sure that you have a folder structure ready to go and organized. And I prefer and recommend that you don't do it on your actual computer, but you have an external hard drive where you can save all your footage, all your project files, and then multiply those hard drives so that way you have backups and the opportunities to archive. So this is the opening screen. When you hit the button to open Premiere Pro, you want to create a new project. And on the screen, you're like, oh my gosh, there's all these little buttons. Well, let's simplify this. What we want to do is give a location to where the project files will be located. So hit Browse, and then you want to choose a folder that's well organized. And we already set this up with marketing, so hit Marketing. And in here, we have all these folders, and we numbered them so that way it's in ascending order. And we start with Project. That's where all your project files live. Source, that's where we put all of the original or raw video files. Music, for music. SFX, that's sound effects. GFX, that's graphics, photos, designs, animations. VO, that's voiceover. Captions, caption files. Exports, those are the final videos. Scripts, the video scripts you're using. Then thumbnails, video thumbnails. Let's go to this project. Click on that folder, hit Choose, and then give the project a well-defined name. For the simple side of this, we're going to say our brand name is Content Supply, and then these are marketing videos, and then let's give it a date that this project was created. Month, day, year. Ignore the rest of the stuff. You should be good to go. Hit OK. And then it opens up this project view. There's a lot of windows, a lot of things going on. And let's first start off with talking about this top banner. You have different learning tabs and resources in order to better serve you. The main area that you'll hang out in is the editing side, but there's also coloring too, where you do this and adjust your screen to where you'll see coloring options. And then the effects tab, this is where you get access to different effects that we can show you some simple examples for. Audio editing, graphics, captions, and access to your library of footage. Let's go to the editing tab. This is the basic. Over here, this is the project window. And if you don't see this window, you can go up to the window and make sure that the checkbox is on for that project window, or the timeline, the program monitor, or the effects tab over here. So first off, it says import media. So we want to import a video. We can double click and import or drag and drop it in here. What we're going to do is we're going to import something from our source folder. We have a sample video here. Hit enter, import this. This file has already been named and organized for you. But what we want to do is organize the folder or bin structure inside of Premiere Pro in a similar way to what we did already. So that includes creating a new bin or folder here, where we're going to call it cuts or projects. We're going to call it cuts for this, name it 1. But what we're going to want to do is organize further folders, such as the source files. We'll also add in music here. Graphics, we can maybe skip some of the folders if we don't have them. Copy these folders as bins, and they can show up in here. So we got to drag, put this in source, keep it organized. And then what we can do to make sure that the project settings match the original video files, we can right click, scroll down, do new sequence from clip. And then this is the new sequence. You can see the icon is different. Let's drag and drop this into the cuts folder. So what we did when we create a new sequence, let's drag this over here. This new sequence is giving us the opportunity to start to trim and create our edit. So with this, what we can do is scroll through the timeline here. That's what this is. And we can even expand upon this to see the video there. We can see the audio files there, audio waveforms there. Here's also our toolbar, by the way. This is for text typing when we want to add that. But let's first talk about trimming. We can see here that this video I mostly did in one take, so the editing is pretty minimal. But what I do want to do is remove this beginning part when I was making sure it was recording. Start off with a smile. and let's give it a little breathing room. So I'm going to put this cursor right here, and there's two things we can do here. One, we can hit Control K, which is a cut option. See, it creates now two different clips. Let's undo that. Or there's this razor option over here. Hit the razor, and you can see you can add a little cut there. Let's go back to this selection tool. And now they're two separate clips. A third option is like, hey, I need to delete this as well over here. Scroll this cursor to about right here. Give it a little breathing room before that audio starts. And we're going to hit Q on the keyboard. And what it did is it trimmed it and deleted it. So now
in this video,
we can start at a good point for this video. And this is a similar video to this one where it was a tutorial for one of our online programs. And then we can check for, let's say we get through here and we're like, this break right here is a bit too long, kind of awkward. Let's speed up the video a little bit. And I say, which is a good thing to cut out. So I'm going to find an opportunity here to, again, trim it. So I'm going to do Command K for a faster keyboard shortcut. Create a new clip, and then we'll scroll down, and I'm clicking and dragging this icon. And let's not chop off that as far as the audio form, but let's go a little bit before it and hit K again. Then I can delete this centerpiece. But I'm going to go back because we're going to use that sweet Q option. And when I hit Q, it's going to delete this space over here. So now
video scripts are essential to your success.
So I've repeated myself. There's a little bit more trimming I should do there.
Are essential. Video scripts are.
So I'm going to see, I said R starting at this little break here. So there's a small breath. I'm going to trim that. And I say RR twice. So I'm going to trim this area here. Create a new clip. And then I got to delete this stuff in the middle. But one thing, so if I close this space, I'm going to click on it so it highlights and hit delete.
Video scripts are essential to.
Oh, actually it worked out pretty well. So sometimes it combines it too close together that it doesn't flow well, but it sounds like it's one continuous take. So that was kind of a lucky trim. But luck happens probably about half the time with some of these edits.
Like why video scripts are essential to your.
So if the video were larger, right? Like you just see this little icon of me.
Scripts are essential.
There's a little jump cut here. For the sake of this video, it works. But let's say it's a full frame of me. What I want to make sure to do is I'm going to highlight everything, right click, scroll down and do unlink. And this is unlinking the video layer to the audio layer because before it was, I'm going to undo it. Before it's linked up when I click on it, but we want it unlinked. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do what is called an L cut. In this L cut, we're going to change the icon here to be this guy, which is the third tool, the rolling edit down. I hit N. We're going to hit that and scroll it over just maybe a couple frames. So that way the cut is more smooth if I wanted to change the angle of the camera, zoom in or zoom out.
Video scripts are essential to your success.
And you also want to make sure the audio is smooth. This one works out.
Why video scripts are essential.
Is pretty smooth, but oftentimes when that happens, the audio could have a clip because it's two separate audio tracks being combined into one. So to switch that up, what we want to do is go to the effects window, which if it's not showing up, make sure effects is turned on. Go to audio transitions, crossfade, constant power. The blue is highlighted because that means it's a popular one. Drag, drop it here. And that's too big because it's going to combine the flow of all these, and so it's going to sound all jumbled. So let's just shrink it down to the bare minimum. And it removes any kind of clipping sound.
Scripts are essential to your success.
And it smooths out the audio a little bit more. Another thing we can do, so we want to go to the end and trim out, see this extra space we don't need here.
Videos perform well on YouTube.
I end there. I'm going to do another cut and then going to delete this, highlight, drag, and delete. But I also want to add another audio fade out so that way the audio is smooth as I finish the video. But then let's say, I'm going to scroll this out. I want to end this video with the fade to black. In the effects area, there's other areas as far as Lumetri presets, which is more for color grading, color correction, audio effects. That's if you're trying to fix audio. audio transitions, which I showed you, video effects, which is more color correction, green screen stuff, and then there's video transitions, which we'll use. We're going to go to dissolve because that's the most popular. A lot of these other ones are less common and more, say, friendly to broadcast video. So cross dissolve is the most popular one. We're going to grab dip to black because what this will do is literally dip to black. So we're going to scroll it out a little bit more here. Let's just give this a shot and play.
On YouTube.
Yeah, that's comfortable. We wait a quick beat or breath after I finish the line, and then we allow it to fade to black. And that's how the video can finish. Okay, so that's a quick look at trimming and cutting, and then organizing your project window over here. Again, based on the assets you need to import, you can add in sound effects. I think you can even drag and drop that folder in. And did it work? I don't think it worked that way. So you can add a bin here. And you can add sound effects. It's number 4, SFX, if you want to add sound effects. And then you can hit this button and it rearranges the ascending arrangement of those bins or folders. So let's say we did that. We added some music. We added some graphics. Let me show you some simple title options. So we start with this full video. Let's say we want to add my name or the title of the video. I clicked on this title icon here. Go click on the screen and see it and adds a layer on top for V2 or video track 2 or video layer 2. And say, write out my name, and maybe we add like creator of content supply or something. So that's what they call a lower third. And then we can highlight this and adjust the text over here in the effects control window. Let's move this down. We can change the font. Let's change this font to Gotham. We'll make it book. Well, let's make it bold. And then we can make this text even smaller. Highlight that, shrink the size. Let's even make that text thinner. So that way it's clearly different from my name. And then what we can do is we can click this selection tool over here and move this around on the screen. And you see by default, this setting is in place that it allows me to lock in alignment. Another helpful tool to do if you're doing graphics and stuff on the screen is to add a title safe margin here where it allows you to see, hey, if I go outside of this window, it's cut off screen. I don't want that. So let's align it here in the center of the screen. Let's bring it down to the bottom so that way it's within that title safe window. If anything bleeds out, we won't be able to read it later on. So that's some quick text that's added.
In this video, we're going to talk about,
and maybe have that show up for a couple seconds, and then use one of those video transitions in the effects, cross dissolve, and have it fade out. Just kind of trim it down a little bit.
YouTube SEO and general video.
So there we go. We can start with it on, or we can say, let's copy this cross dissolve, copy paste, add it there. See that red highlight? Add it in.
In this video,
and maybe wait till after we start a little bit.
In this video, we're going to talk about YouTube SEO and general video optimization. So in order to prepare your...
So there we go. There's some simple edits there. So once you're done, you're like, this video is ready to go. I'm ready to publish it. This is amazing. I love it. Then you have this timeline here. You can either highlight this timeline. You can see the box or the timeline is highlighted there. Or you can just simply go up here to Final or File and then go down to Export Media. But Command M is the shortcut for Mac, Command M, and that's to export your video file. There, you go over here and you're like, oh my gosh, the format, the settings, there's so many options. For the web, for social media, for basically everything you need it for, H.264 is the standard. Because when you click on that, the preset, you see things that are a little bit more familiar, meaning you see Facebook formats, you see YouTube formats, 4K even is in there. You can click on that and it gets ready for YouTube 4K. You can see the 4K sizing is here. Maybe you need a larger frame size. You can adjust this as you want to maybe 8K or more. And then the audio should be default set. So you see the effects in here. audio or video audio captions. If there's a caption file on here, this will show up and it gives you the option to either burn the captions into your video or make it as a sidecar or separate file you can add in later on social media. But that's simply it. Like, one thing to keep in mind, the estimated file size, 6 gigs, that's too much. I don't need to make one that big. You can make the bit rate smaller over here by, say, making it, let's go to 15, and you see this change to about 2 gigs. So you lost about 2.5, or was that 3.5 gigs of storage, which is really good. You're not really losing much quality. That's noticeable. Output name, you're going to go adjust this output name over here by going to the marketing folder, exports, and then you want to make sure you have the right name in there, hit save, and then you're ready to go. All you have to do is either hit export, where it exports it inside of Adobe Premiere Pro, or hit Q, and it's going to add it to the Adobe Media Encoder. And so this is kind of like, you can add as many videos in here as you want, and hit play, and it's starting to export the video for you. And you can see the progress down here about when it's going to be done. And that's how you get everything exported and started. Don't jump into here feeling like you have to use everything all at once. You can learn how to simply edit videos in an easy yet powerful way. There's so many other features you can use as far as like keyframes, adding more animations, color correction of your video, meaning like you can make brighter, darker, more contrast, more vibrant, messing with captions, adding more effects. But the simple side of getting started is that's all you need to know. You don't have to worry about all the other little features and notes that they have. That's for more complicated sides of video editing workflow. So that's a quick look at what it looks like to easily get started inside of Adobe Premiere Pro in 2021. Let us know if you have any questions or any roadblocks that you're facing as you edit your videos inside of this software down in the comments area below. To learn how to edit more professional and profitable videos to help you grow your business or that of your clients, we have a workshop you can join down below called Video Editing Made Easy. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow along for future videos just like this, and we'll see you soon.